what has happened, why it has happened. And I'm there thinking, I don't know. It sounds very seismic. I'm not sure what you guys think. Like it sounded like this. Okay, of course, it's a big name because he's considered one of the greatest, and he's moved to Ferrari, and he's left Mercedes. But I'm like,
I think first of all, I think the discussion didn't start recently. It's something maybe last year, and then maybe he was like, okay, fine, because he signed a contract. He signed a contract with Mercedes.
An extension. I don't see myself going anywhere else, but here.
Because he was chasing to get his 8th. Is it the 8th world title?
Yes.
So I suspect once the discussion started last year, I feel like in the recent weeks, something profound has happened. And then he decided, you know what, Mimi, it's been real. And there have been Easter eggs, one of. There's a video I've seen, Charles Leclerc, he was being asked a question, I think last year. He was being asked about teammate or something like that. Then he inadvertently looked at the direction of Lewis and said, Lewis? Then no one read too much into it. But then now it's starting to now make sense. Some of the things that are being said. Even one of the sponsors, I think, that shared official brand material. Yeah. And you see the number 44. And then there was even another sponsor who pulled out of Mercedes itself, but remained with Hamilton himself. So obviously that means, but bottom line, it's I suspect it's a fantastic deal for him. Yes, he's chasing his 8th title. He's actually released a statement 7 minutes ago.
Oh, nice.
It's a lengthy statement
about it.
So I'll just read parts of it, excerpts of it. So what he says is, 1, the time is right to make a change and to take on a new challenge. I still remember the feeling of taking a leap of faith into the unknown when I first joined Mercedes in 2013. I know some people didn't understand it at the time, but I was right to make the move then, and it's the feeling I have again now. I'm excited to see that I can bring to this new opportunity and what we can do together. However, right now I'm not thinking about 2025, Wongo, but my focus is on the upcoming season and getting back out on track with Mercedes. I am more driven than ever, I am fitter and more focused than ever, and I want to help Mercedes win once again. 100% committed to the job, and I need to do and determined to end my partnership with the team on the high. That's just part of it. It's a lengthy statement he shared on his platform.
Mi naona ni pesa.
I think he's going to get a deal of almost 100 million euros per year.
Yeah. Deservedly.
You need deservedly. Smart. I think will be the highest paid if I'm not wrong.
It can only be money. It can only be money and a fresh challenge. And as you also just mentioned it passively, as you were starting to give us your take. Now, kama something has happened in the last few weeks that just made the decision public, but he had an offer for some time. It is about money. I expect him to win at his new workstation. I expect him to continue winning and bring a lot of focus, as umesema meama na mashabiki. So yeah, let's see what it brings. But bottom line, ilikuwa what goes into the pocket.
Ferrari are like Real Madrid. If they call, you go. It's that simple. Like one of the Ferrari Supremos once said, if you ask a young child to draw a car, chances are they draw a red car. Okay? And Vettel said this a few years ago and said, even those who say they are not Ferrari fans, they are Ferrari fans. So if you think about rally, if you think about, F1, you think about Ferrari. If you think about a funky car that's great and you'd want, chances are you think about a Ferrari. So when Ferrari call, you go.
And you can imagine the history they have. 16 constructors champions. 15 drivers champions.
Yes.
The pedigree.
The only team that has been there for all 50 years of
the
F1.
History of F1.
So if Ferrari calls, you go. That's number one. Number two, if you're winning at Mercedes, then you may not go because you want that legacy, greatest of all time, that 8th title. But you haven't won with Mercedes in what, 2 years? Since Mercy's, whatever happened with Mercy, you haven't won.
Yeah.
So it's not like where you are gaining. This team doesn't seem like it's improving. Red Bull have been so far ahead of everyone. There's been complaints about, oh no, these guys are too good. So what am I doing here? So Ferrari have called, and here I'm not winning. Say go away.
But
I think that's one.
I know it makes sense.
Now on the other side.
By Ferrari calling, you mean money?
Yeah. First of all, it's just Ferrari. Look, I don't think there's any. I know money is never enough, but I don't think at this point in time, Lewis Hamilton, the money is as big a factor as. Look, I'm not winning. Ferrari have called. Prestige, history, pedigree. Who they are? That's why I said Real Madrid. When Real Madrid calls any player in this world, they go to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Now, an interesting thing, we've been speaking about money. And the thing is, the moment the news filtered into the webs that Lewis Hamilton has moved to Ferrari, their share rate,
Share price
ilipanda.
Oh.
Also because Ferrari have been a so-so team that is not important in the general F1 story for the last almost decade.
Yes.
They're not really important. The last time they won a title was who? Kimi Raikkonen?
That's all.
In 07? Maybe. I could be wrong, but I think it's Kimi. It could be someone else, but I feel like it could be Kimi. So they also need something to get back to being... Why not get guy who has the most wins in F1? So I feel even for them it works. But I feel like he is making... it's a gamble. It's a calculation. Also, Mercedes weren't too keen on a long-term deal. He doesn't want too long a deal, but he doesn't want too short a deal. So this deal falls right in between.
It's a multi-year deal.
Yeah. Multi-year deal is a nice way of saying it could be 2.
Yeah.
Or it could be 3. Or it could...
But now for me, as I was saying, the flip side, I can't imagine how Carlos Sainz feels.
Yeah, he's imebidi atemwe.
Because he's... I remember too, it's been real.
Yeah.
Because you could tell even in that statement he released, he felt he had been blindsided. I know he had rumors. The worst thing about such things...
This rumor for Hamilton has been going on for maybe 2-3 years. Since that Massey thing. I mean, he could go to Ferrari.
But no one thought it was actually going to happen. Like, no one, people, there are those things people hear, who attend them and end.
But will Sainz feel hard done by a Matona? I've lost to a better person.
Akuna. No one who's a competitor wakes up and says, Kwalimwa is better than me.
No, you don't have to say it. What do the numbers say? You don't have to say that.
Last year, no. Let's look at the numbers. Last year I won a race. His guy didn't win a race.
Over the last 5 years? Over the last 10 years?
No, that's like you picking someone who's 40 now because he was a good striker 10 years ago. Let's talk about now. The last 2 seasons, he's older, I'm younger, I have done my bit. It's not like I haven't been a good number 2 driver. I've been because Sainz is number 2, yeah?
Yes.
Been a good number 2 driver. Charles Leclerc, of course, is number 1. This guy should be a number 1 driver. Why is he coming to take my number 2 spot?
It's not yours if you're irreplaceable.
No one is irreplaceable.
True.
But it will make me feel bad. The argument is not whether you are irreplaceable. The argument is how will I feel. No sportsman can ever stand up and say, hands down, that person was better than me. They'll be like,
and I'm saying, and I've responded to that because where I'm driving at is that's all scope of life. If you're a volleyballer and you're an attacker and you're replaced, when you look at yourself and you look at that guy coming in for you, as in, does he have something you don't have? Is there something he's bringing to the table?
Yeah. Now, here's the question. Who's the oldest driver? Who's the youngest old driver to win F1? And I'll scroll down for you. I look for the top 10. Juan Manuel Fangio was 46 when he won it in 1957. Giuseppe Farina was 43 when he won it in 1950. Jack Brabham was 40 when he won it in 1966. Graham Hill was 39 and 262 days when he won it in 1968. Nigel Mansell was 39 and 8 days when he won it in 92. And then Alain Prost was 38 and 214 days when he won it in 93. And then Mario Andretti was 38 when he won it in 78. Damon Hill was 36 when he won it in 96. Lewis Hamilton was 35 when he won it in 2020. Almost 36, 341 days. And Nick Lauda was 35 and 242 days when he won it in 1984. What am I trying to say? What are the chances of him winning anything?
They're minimal.
Because I don't think they are.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not gonna happen.
Now,
unless Ferrari come up with an incredible car, which they haven't been able to come up with in more than 13 years.
And you can also imagine the kind of season they've had. They were always blowing hot and cold, confusion. Their strategy was a mess. You were thinking, okay, fine, you need to do this. There are a lot of things happening in Ferrari that you felt like they needed a level of stability in terms of, look, this is how we go. And the new boss, I feel that's how he is. That's his thinking. That's his thinking. And it's like, we need stability. We need to rally behind someone who will be able to pull us ahead.
And a guy who will attract the big names. So if Lewis Hamilton, you get the best engineer, you get everyone wants to work with him.
The best one of the engineers for I don't know what role he was playing.
Yes.
He was already poached by Vassar, the Ferrari boss.
Yes.
So he's already the other side. So Hamilton moving to the other side, that was just, you know what, wacha niende huko, because one of my key members who was part of my success ako huko.
I feel it's like pension.
Yeah.
I feel like it's pension.
Well,
like
yes.
it's pension for him. Like,
it's like when Messi went to
Inter Miami, and then for Ferrari, and then for Inter Miami, they're like, oh, now everyone knows who we are.
Yes. Yeah.
We didn't care who Inter Miami were until Messi went there. We were like, it's just another team. We don't care. No one cares. Yeah. The only thing that has mattered is where is Messi? Is that everyone was there with their cameras to video Messi making his debut. That's all that matters. So I feel like it's a bit of those ones. In all honesty, I think he missed his chance. Thanks to Messi of becoming the all-time great. I think he missed it. I feel like
Messi, are you saying Massa or Messi?
Messi, the famous guy, the guy for Let's Change, we are here to rally. The guy all of you don't like.
Oh, sorry, you're talking about the official.
Yes, that guy. Yeah, I think
official.
Thanks to him, it ended.
And
I don't think he's ever going to, I don't think he can get it again. And I know they say he's fit and he's young and he says he's an energized as ever, but F1 is traditionally a young person's sport.
And then also, there's the curse of what is it called? I feel like it's the curse of hitting, what are these things called? You find, like, what happened with Serena Williams. She's like, I need to get my...
the 24th.
The 24th. I need to get... 24th. Even Nadal was like, I need to get this...
and it just refuses, like...
No, the moment you start thinking that way, specifically, it becomes a mental block.
Kama sasa hivi anasema E8, he needs to remove that out of his mind.
Yes.
He needs to focus race by race.
True. Very true.
Race by race.
I think...
Get a win first.
I think the only move that could give him that one is to move to Red Bull. When also, maybe you need to check the next time there are big changes. Because this is how F1 works. When there are big changes in the engines and stuff, there's a shift in dominance. So there was Ferrari, and then there was, you remember, Honda, and then there was who, and then there is Mercedes for the longest time, Red Bull, then Mercedes, then now there's back to Red Bull.
Yes.
That's that shift. So you maybe, I don't know how soon it is. This is why we need Blinky.
Yeah, we need to look for her.
Yeah, so she can explain to us these things because she understands the whole motorsport. Yes. Yeah, we are just yapping. But the way we see it from where we are, I'm not sure. I honestly feel we are in a generation where sportsmen are staying for too long. And I know that's a bad thing to say. Because I'm in an industry that is very perishable. But Lewis Hamilton is for Lewis Hamilton, read Cristiano, read Messi, read LeBron James. You get? Like, people who by 39, they should be quitting.
They are age with some of them.
I am older than quite a number of them. But they should be moving on. But they are not. Because, again, we're in an era of sports science and fitness where your career can go longer.
Yeah. And then also, it's think about this, Wokabi. Somebody like Lewis Hamilton has been racing, I think, since he was like, say 8 or 9 or something, thereabouts. This is the only thing he knows.
Yeah.
And for them, the point, like for example, there's this Spanish guy who came back.
Fernando Alonso.
Yeah, Alonso came back. And he's also in his 40s.
He's 41 now or something.
So this is the only thing he knows. And for them, they ask, okay, and that's why I think this is pension. Actually, that angle, I had not thought about it.
Yeah.
For them, Wokabi, they are like, nitaendesha mpaka salenda skia nimeshindwa. That's the thing.
Yeah, until my body drops.
Until my body refuses. That's why, like, you see, like somebody like Federer.
Yes.
Federer alicheza mpaka ikafika wakati akasema kuna venye
haiwezi sai.
Hapa haiwezi.
Yeah, because because he's currently worth $300 million.
Yeah.
300. But anyway, money is never enough.